10 years ago, the idea of watching other people play computer games may have seemed ridiculous.
10 seconds to go, he gets the shot into...
But now it's one of the most popular activities in the world. Millions subscribe to online streams where gamers entertain or compete.
This kind of stuff it's just unlocking that next level of Rocket League.
I think a lot of people get really confused how you can play games and people watch you and you do that for a living. You watch a lot of people do what they do or their passion, like sports, and they make a living from that. So it's as simple as people find it entertaining, it becomes a job.
From a spare bedroom at her flat in Glasgow, Jade has become an online phenomenon.
We have 20k followers!
Her Facebook live stream now has more than 20,000 followers who come to interact while she plays the game Call of Duty.
I'll take that. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm here all week.
The gameplay is kind of a side aspect, something to watch, but really it's more about conversation, chatting to people, and that's kind of how I go about it.
So this is going really well for you, but how did it all come about?
I was playing with people that on the game, and I started watching other streamers, and people kind of said to me, they're like, oh, you'd be really good at this, you're like good at the game, you're funny, you've got like kind of personality, like you should try it. And I was like, no, I wouldn't be very good at it. They kept urging me, and after a couple of months, I was like, might as well give it a shot, you know, what have I got to lose?
Jade used gaming as escapism while doing her law degree, but from user donations and ad revenue, it's now so lucrative, she says she's earned more in the past year doing this than she would have as a trainee solicitor.
Money aside, I'm way happier doing this than I would be in a law firm, and I think that's what it really comes down to, and I know that myself, that I've found something that I'm passionate about and that I enjoy, and I never had that for law, so really I'm dropping it for something that I feel better in. But for me, it's not about making millions or anything like that. If I enjoy it and I can pay the bills, then I'm going to be doing it.
We know that gaming is a male-dominated thing, so how does it work out being a woman in that?
I think there's a thought that we have it easier, like girls can grow faster, but actually I might be able to get more numbers in, but they're not there for the right reasons. So actually trying to find people that are watching for the game rather than trying to be a wee bit weird, it's not as simple as it sounds, and I actually deal with a lot of hate and a lot of horrible people who say that I don't belong in the industry and it's a man's game. I really want to show that girls can be in this industry and remove the stereotype and try and show that there's girls doing this. You can do this if you want to do this.
Gaming is an increasingly big part of Scotland's economy. The sector in the UK as a whole is now worth more than £7 billion. In Dundee, birthplace of Lemmings and Grand Theft Auto, there are more than 40 games companies. The number of employees is into the thousands.
Dundee's reputation as an epicentre of gaming has developed over the best part of 3 decades, but the plans they've got now for here are going to take that to a whole other level.
An esports arena is due to open here in 2024. Crowds would come to watch competitive game players, and with a capacity of 4,000, that's bigger than many league football grounds in Scotland.
There's more people that watch esports events than the Super Bowl. More and more people are getting involved. It's not just about teenagers. The average gamer is 37 years old, so it's really for everyone. It's really accessible.
Big plans for this esports arena. How excited are you about that?
Really excited. It's an amazing opportunity for people in Dundee, and we are going to have an educational space within the arena, so a dedicated space for students to be part of the production, be part of the background of everything. The job opportunities that the arena is going to bring is going to be really exciting, and we're preparing our new course to fit in with that.
At the college, a former student who's the man behind the game Bloons told me gaming is becoming more mainstream all the time.
You can play a game now anywhere. literally anywhere, whereas before obviously you needed to have your console set up and you needed to go into a special room where your console was and load it up, wait for the loading times. Now it's just instant. Obviously with the likes of Wordle, if you ask people who play Wordle, are you a gamer, they'll say no without even realise that they actually are a gamer.
You're a local guy from the area, but is Dundee becoming increasingly a destination for people coming here to be part of the industry?
Now we've got big massive London companies opening up in Dundee and coming here because they know it's the gaming hub with the students that are available. It just keeps on building in terms of the reputation. So they know if they open up a studio here, then they've got the talent on their doorstep.
In the classroom, some school pupils have been doing a placement as a way into further studies in gaming.
I find it very interesting how computer games and just other softwares are coded and how they've run, just everything behind it.
It is right on my doorstep and there's a lot of opportunities here for me to pursue that.
Yeah, I picked it because I was interested in the subject and that's what I want to do in the future.
It's a quarter of a century since Abertay University first offered a degree course in computer games, and perceptions have changed hugely since then.
When I was growing up, and probably the same for you, computer games were regarded as being something just for kids, but they're really big business now, aren't they?
Yeah, really big. Worldwide, something like 60% of people are playing games, whether that's what we think of console gaming or across mobile as well. So they've really sort of permeated the public consciousness. After lockdowns and people have been inside playing games, that's only going to continue. So I think it's a really good time to get into games and game development and esports.
This is Lucas. The 20-year-old from Irvine was an aspiring racing driver until the soaring costs put his dream on hold. Now the virtual world has got him back on track.
But Lucas Blakely has played things to perfection, and his reward is looking up and seeing the checkered flag first.
And I never really thought that I would get the opportunity again, but then in 2018, the F1 Esports series was really coming along, and I've been competing full-time in the series competitively.
Lucas Blakely takes the opening win of the year.
Last season he won his first race and went on to finish third in the championship.
There's a lot of questions of, can a sim racer jump into a real car? Can they even be any good? And it's sort of that I've very much talked about sort of link between the two. So it's something I've always wanted to try and achieve, is to get into a real car, because that was the next step after karting that I never got to do when I was younger.
And that new profile has offered a route back into cars, making his Formula 4 debut last month.
Without esports, I wouldn't be sitting here right now today. Well, that's fact. I mean, esports has given me an opportunity to do what I love and chase my dream, chasing the dream.
Lucas actually made his return to real-life competition in the Race of Champions in Sweden back in February, where he managed to narrowly beat the 4-time Formula 1 world champion, Sebastian Vettel.
Towards the line. Oh, it's tight. Wow. And it's Blakely. It's Lucas Blakely by 0.08 of a second.
Albeit I'd acknowledged maybe it had happened, but it did not sink in for genuinely weeks. Probably still hasn't 100% sinked in now. It was one of the best weeks of my life, just something that it's one of those things that you think to yourself, that's not meant to happen to a guy like me.
Call it a game, call it a simulator, but this type of setup allows those of us without the backing or skill to do it for real to at least have a go. Rory Butcher is a professional driver in the British Touring Car Championship and has used simulators extensively for training.
One thing about a simulator and the software that we use is that it really does provide a great experience and a very close experience to real racing. So therefore, someone who's good on a simulator could kind of transfer those skills into real life. Yeah, the physical element is obviously different, but there isn't that immediate risk of danger.
Well, having listened to Rory's advice, I managed to lap the virtual knockhill faster than I'd ever done before. It certainly underlines the dedication and intensity you'd need to succeed at something like this. But I don't think I'm ready to give up the day job just yet.